When I started this channel, one of my first videos, like my 10th video, was this Fallout 4 upgraded player home video, where I made this house for my character without any mods. Like this is on the Xbox before mods were even a thing. This was 7 years ago, and it's still one of my top viewed videos. I don't know why. So with the hype of the Fallout show and the Fallout 4 Next Gen update, I figured I would revisit this house and see if I could make it better. After years and years of building in Fallout 4, using mods, creating my own mods, we're gonna strip all of that away and go back to a vanilla-based build. We're gonna raw dog Fallout 4 just like the old days. Can we cut out the raw dog part? I feel like I could have phrased that a little better. Now, quick disclaimer, in the last video, I did use items from DLCs. So it's not technically vanilla, but it's pretty damn close. I'm not using any mods. So I am gonna be using some of the items from the DLCs. If you don't have the DLCs, it's been about 7 years. Maybe you should check them out. They're pretty fun. All right, so let's rebuild this. I'm using the plot that is like the first one by the bridge. I think that's the same one that I used last time. I think so. And again, we're gonna rebuild the exact same house. Like I'm not gonna try to change it too much. We're gonna keep the same structure, just see if we can make it better. So starting with the front porch, we're gonna use these prefabs here. And all we have to do is line it up with this staircase. And there we go. You know how long it used to take me to do that? 3 of these front porches and then start building out the foundation. So I'm gonna be using mostly warehouse floors. These just look the cleanest. So we're gonna do 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. And then we're just gonna fill in the rest. Essentially, it's a 2x3 or a 3x3 if you include the front porch. Now, we are gonna add in stairs on this side over here, so we actually have to remove these 2. I know if you're following along, that's kind of annoying, so sorry about that. Then we're gonna snap in this half floor to the front and to the back. And we want the staircase to go right here. If I remember correctly, it's going to give me some trouble. So let's see. Oh, it didn't give me trouble. Look at that. Huh. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and say I hate this staircase. I hate it so much. It's in the middle of the floor. You can't put like railings around it, and it's just bad feng shui. I don't know. I just do not like it, but I used it in the last video, so I'm gonna try using it again. All right, so that's our foundation. Essentially a 3x3, including the deck. And then to the right, we have a half piece in the front, half piece in the back, and then we snapped in this stairs. Now just notice that this wood is facing the wrong direction, which is kind of infuriating. Kind of infuriating. But then these won't be facing the right direction. Oh God, I'm fine with the patio having its own direction, but the inside of the house needs to face the same way. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna turn it around. And now we can't turn the half pieces around because that's not gonna work. So we're gonna switch those out for the single floor pieces. There we go. Now everyone's facing the right way, except for these guys, but it's fine because that's a separate area. In the last video, I didn't even think about that at all. And I don't know why. All right, now we're gonna put in the walls. So we're gonna use the warehouse walls. These are my favorite ones to use if I'm doing a vanilla type build because they are, one, the most forgiving, especially when we start building on the inside. Now in the last video, this is kind of how the front porch was. I kind of just split it in half and I don't really know what that was about. Like, was I just afraid of having a big porch? Because not having the walls in line made this build a little more difficult than it needed to be. So we're not gonna do that. We're older, we're wiser, we can handle a big porch, okay? And now this is gonna play a part in just a little bit, but you wanna make sure that the front door is snapping on the inside of the floor piece. You see how it's on the inside of the floor here? That's because it's actually snapping to this prefab. If the prefab wasn't here, so let's just get this out of the way, it would snap to the front of the floor. See? Boom, 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 boom. And we don't want that, at least not right here. We want it to snap on the inside. So let's put this back, and then we're gonna have this snap to the front. And then we're gonna put in a couple of windows. So one to the left. Actually, that's the right, my bad. And then we're just gonna keep following it. So we're gonna have this snap to snap. Oh, 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 oh. There we go. And the plain concrete wall right here. In the back, we're gonna do another window, shabam, window on this side, and then back door. There we go. This side's gonna be weird because we're gonna have a fireplace right here. So we want the front door to snap on the inside, Not like that. On the inside. Okay, that's too far on the inside. Snap to the inside. There we go. And then we're gonna get out these quarter pieces, these quarter wall pieces, and go 1, 2, and then we're gonna come over here, snap it to this wall, and say 1, 2. And now let's put in the fireplace. This one's gonna be kind of a pain in the ass. Essentially what we want to happen is to have this half wall up a little bit. We want it to look kind of like this. And last time I did some like weird things with floor pieces and half floor pieces, but since this is kind of off center, it's not really gonna work for us. So we're gonna have to figure out a different way of getting this wall up here. And I'll show you the quickest, easiest way that I know how to do it. So we're gonna walk out here to the road. We're gonna put this half wall down, and then we're gonna get out the pillar, and we're gonna do the pillar glitch. You guys remember that? Doesn't that bring you back? And for those of you who don't know, if you're new or you just never seen the pillar glitch, essentially what happens is that you can get this little, what they call the pillar. I call it a quarter wall piece, but the pillar actually makes a little bit more sense. You get this pretty close to the wall or whatever item that you want to pick up, and then you can select it by holding A. I'm on PC, but I'm still using my Xbox controller. I can't break that habit, you know. But if you hold A or E or whatever it is on the PC, it will select both of them. And then you can come over here, line this up about yay high. Oh, that looks good. You can't really see. Hang on, let me see if I can change the time. Set game hour 2:10. Does that help us? Yeah, okay, there we go. And I think that's high enough for the fireplace. Maybe a little bit higher. Inch it up, and then place it down. And now what we can do is remove the pillar, and this item stays. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the pillar glitch from 2016. I know it looks kind of weird right now because we haven't put the upper floor yet, but right there, that looks pretty nice. Pretty solid. I wish I raised it up a little bit higher, but it's fine. Oof, yeah, I wanted to raise it up just a little bit higher. Oh, yeah, that's gonna bother me. It should be a little bit higher. Okay, fine, we'll do it again. There we go. Now we go to the concrete floors and get out this half floor. Actually, it's just a quarter floor. And then we line this up. I like this one because it's concrete and it makes more sense if you're gonna put like a fire there. You don't want it on wood, you know? Why the hell is there a gap there? All right, well, here's what we're gonna do. So if I wanna get even closer, I think it's aligned. We can get out another one of these floor pieces. So snaps there to save the position. I can scrap this one and then inch this one just a little bit. And then snap it in. You see how it's a little more forgiving if it's snapping in rather than you just placing it in. I don't know why, but there we go. You see now it's close to the floor. It's aligned. Ooh, it's a little more heavy on this side than it is this side, and we do care about that. It doesn't really matter for like in terms of the build, but I know it's going to drive me crazy. Now it's a little bit heavier on that side. Okay, hang on. There we. It's the exact no. There we go. There we go. Let's go ahead and put the fire down now. Trust me, put the fire down now. We're just gonna get it as close to the wall as possible. There we go. Now let's take a look. Look at that. And that goes a little fire. Look at that. And now we're gonna put in the rest of the wall. So that snaps to the edge there, snaps to the edge here. I don't want it to be on the outside because it's going to make it even bulkier, you know? So we're going to snap it on the inside. There we go. And then just keep doing that all the way up. And that should be good for right now. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really love the fireplace, like the chimney. There's a bit of an eyesore, but I did it in the last build. So again, I want to stay true to my roots. And we have a fireplace. All right, now what we're going to do is put in the upper floor. So we're just going to come up here, up the stairs. And we're going to use the same floors, the warehouse floors, and we're going to pop these bad boys in. So essentially, we're going to do the same thing upstairs that we did downstairs. So we have the staircase here. We're going to get out these single floor pieces, make sure the wood is facing the right direction. And this is where it might be kind of a pain. It's wanting to snap to the middle, but I don't want to do these single floor pieces all the way around. So here's what we do. We're going to take this, we're going to snap it on the outside. Take another one, snap it there, and then there we go. There we go. And now we have the floor upstairs. Really simple. And up here, we don't have to do anything crazy. We're just gonna go to the barn walls, which I like the barn walls for the house because it gives us some color. There's some red to it, but I hate the inside. Like, look how disgusting this looks. But the outside, I'd rather it look like this than this. I mean, I guess that's fine too, but the inside, that's not any better. I don't know. Beggars can't be choosers. So we're gonna use the barn walls. You can pick whatever walls you want. And sometimes I have trouble getting these to snap in to the floor pieces because of the prefabs. We can get around that. So we'll do these walls, the single wall or the single windows, snap those in. Oh my God. Snap. Now will you snap? Son of a bitch. I got this too close. Oh God. Ah. All right, well, we're gonna have to remove that. There we go. We'll bring it back in a minute. This damn game. All right, so we put these two walls in first, then get out these angled walls and kind of build out the roof. I'm not gonna use the barn roofs because they're ugly and gray and gross. We're gonna do the warehouse because they are darker and better. We're gonna snap in 3 across. So 2 by 3, boom. Since these are a little bit more forgiving, we can snap in the rest of the wall. So see, these go here and then these snap in. So if this wasn't here and you try to get these to snap in on the side, it's not gonna work. They're gonna wanna snap to this piece and not this piece. Okay, so if you're trying to build this, just know that you have to do these angled walls first to the roof and then get the windows to snap to those walls. And that's what I'm doing here on the side too. Getting this to snap here and then snap here. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. I'm just mirroring each side. So in case you need to see it, we're doing the small windows on the sides of the house, and then bigger windows and a solid piece on the front and in the back. Okay, and now what we wanna do is build a wall right here. So it's gonna be kind of weird. What we have to do is remove this roof piece. So it's the one, if you're facing the front of the house, it's the back right one. And then we put in this angled wall piece so it snaps to this roof. And then we get out a solid half wall, snap that there. And now we're not gonna be able to put in this roof piece because of this angled wall. It's just not gonna snap in. So we have to remove this, snap the roof back in, and then get the angled wall piece back out, and then it will snap in. Kind of a pain in the ass, but that's what you have to do. But that gives us this wall, some sort of separation from here into the bedroom. Like I wish we had a door here. So what I'm gonna do is go into miscellaneous, and these posts are pretty forgiving. So I'm just gonna get this as close to the wall as possible. There we go. And then snap another one in on top of it, which should work. Should being the key word here. There we go. So that snaps in, and it just gives us some sort of separation, you know, some sort of like frame. And then while I'm at it, I might as well just go over here and get one of these like railings. I like to use this one, and we can place that in right here. It just closes off our bedroom. And you'll see what I do with the decorations to make this look even better. It might look kind of weird right now, but trust me, I make it look a little better, kind of. All right, and now the last thing that we have to do is put in some walls downstairs. This might look kind of weird for a second, but just go with me. So get a half wall piece, snap that in, and you want it to be on the inside of this floor piece. So it's on the outside of this one. Inside here, outside here. Then put in 2 pillars, so 1, 2. We're gonna do a half wall, another pillar, 1, 2. So you see it's half wall, 2 pillars, half wall, 2 pillars. And then we're gonna remove that half wall, and then we're gonna get now another pillar and place that where that half wall was. Boom. Now we have this like entry wall, like an entry table to go here, a painting to go there, right? This kind of creates a doorway, since we don't have like a half doorway, into the little storage room. So I'll just put a lot of storage over here. And then this creates another doorway that leads to the staircase. And that's basically it for the structure, like for the foundation. This floor piece is gonna be essentially the kitchen, and this is gonna be the living room. And so I'm gonna go decorate all this and show you how I separate these without using the walls. It's gonna be pretty cool. Let me decorate it and I'll show you. All right, so here is how it looks on the outside. It's, again, very similar to the original house that I built. The only difference is that it's a little bit smaller. So instead of being 3 floor pieces deep, it's only 2. And I feel like it looks a lot better this way, and I'll show you why. All right, first things first is our big boy porch. Look at this. Full-size porch. Look at us. Growth. I didn't do a ton of decorations out here because I didn't want to. I didn't want to. I think it's fine. Couple of chairs, maybe some lights. It's fine. Now on the inside, this is the same layout for the most part as the original house. We have the kitchen off to the side. We have the staircase here. We have storage over here, and then we have the living room with the fireplace. It's all like the same layout, but it's a smaller house, so there's less to fill up. And I think that's why it looks way better. I used to build like really big structures, and over the years, I've come to just really like smaller spaces. Like this right here, like the living room, just feels way cozier, and it looks way better as opposed to this, the original build. Now for the kitchen, I added in this bar to section off the kitchen from the living room instead of having to use walls. And I'll show you how I got these up here. Spoiler alert, I just used a pillar glitch. A lot of this was pillar glitch. And it's not really a glitch. We've been calling it a pillar glitch for like 7 years. It's more like a pillar technique, but I guess glitch does sound better. Anyways, pretty basic kitchen. We gotta have a Nuka-Cola machine. Gotta have that. We have a little entryway here, which I think looks great. Something about the symmetry of all this just really, it really does something for me. I like it. And my favorite room is the living room. It's cozy. I love the liquor sign up here. I'm using that to hide the bar storefronts that I'm using. I just put this sign up here to cover up where it says bar. I love that, like in this build, the fireplace is a little recessed, whereas in the old build it wasn't. I don't know, it just gives it a little bit of depth. Like the deer heads fit up here perfectly, and I wish I could have put a shelf up here, but it just wouldn't fit, so I used the weapon rack, which also looks pretty cool, very on brand for the Wasteland. Over here is the storage room. I always do some sort of storage room because I'm thinking Wasteland, you're going to be collecting a ton of stuff just for survival, so a lot of storage. And I like these larger items because I couldn't really put a wall right here. It just was clipping into the stairs up there. So instead of trying to put a wall and then fight with that, I just put these larger items to kind of add some separation. And I think it came out pretty cool. I think it works well. And if you're wondering how I got this door kind of just floating right here, I'll show you that as well. So any like weird techniques that I had to do to get this stuff the way that I wanted it, I will show you after the tour. And back here, I didn't do much either. I just added in a back porch. Look at us. We have a front porch and a back porch. Look at that. And then I just added a generator back here to wire the house. I didn't really care that much. Oh, that's clipping through. That's embarrassing. I need to fix that. I didn't really put a lot of focus into this. I know it's hovering. I just spent so much time decorating the house. I could not be asked to decorate out here. No one's going to see it. It's fine. All right, now coming through the stairs over here. I hate the stairs so much, but you know what? I feel like it's looking okay. You know, I have the really big painting here with the buoys. The buoys, I completely forgot about the buoys. I don't think we have those in Fallout 76, so I was like, the buoys, I forgot. But the buoys really bring it in. They really make it look cool, add some color, you know, kind of break up the windows here. So I use a lot of buoys. I snapped in a couple of these pillars just to kind of fill in that space a little bit. So I didn't show this in the build portion of it, but I did snap these in again to just fill in the space between the stairs. And going up, really the key to this little section here before you get into the bedroom is clutter. Just fill it up as much as possible, because what I didn't really like about the stairs is that it's just like this big hole in the middle of the floor. And that's exactly how it looks in my last build. I didn't really do much around it because honestly, I didn't know what to do. So this time around, I decorated around it just to fill in the space so it's not like, oh, I could just fall down. That's bad feng shui, and we don't want that. So I added in these railings here to kind of block that off, put a bunch of storage back there, added some buoys for some color. But the main event, what I love most about this build is the bedroom. It's funny because the last build, I didn't really like the upstairs because I didn't know what to do with it. And in this one, I love this so much. It just reminds me of like the Red Rocket opening scene, and that's kind of what I based all this off of. I love the layout of having the power armor station in the middle and then having the bed all cluttered and just kind of tucked into the corner. It just feels safer, you know what I mean? The one thing I didn't point out is like the entrance here. So you remember I placed down this railing and then this post just to kind of create a doorway. I really wanted to have the post on this side as well, but it kept sticking through the roof. So I found these buoys and they kind of fit perfectly just to like separate this section from the bedroom. And then I just filled in the rest of this space with more buoys and then these bottles. It's just like this makeshift wall almost, but I really like the way that came out. We got the chem station over here. We got the terminal. This isn't connected to anything. I just thought it looked cool. Got the power armor station here, the armor workbench, and then my desk setup. But that's pretty much it for the tour. So now let me go in and show you how I did certain things and give you a couple of tips in terms of decorating that I think could really help you out a lot, especially with the vanilla build. Okay, first things first, I'm gonna show you how I did the bar setup. These are just the storefronts. Under stores, just go to food and drink, and I'm using the bar one because the text on there is easier to cover up. And you do need rank 2 of local leader to be able to unlock these. But really all I did, let me get rid of this. Really all I did was I started with this first one and I just lined it up where I wanted it, so about right here, and then snapped in another one. So that's how I got the bottom piece. And you want these in first to help you line up the top. Now, the build order kind of plays a part in this. It's gonna be kind of annoying, so I recommend doing this before you decorate anything else because you do have to remove the floor and it's gonna start messing things up. So to get the top part up here, you have to do the pillar glitch. We're just gonna use one for now, so I'm gonna face it this way. And then we get out a pillar just a little bit lower than the counter. You wanna get the pillar as far away from this one as possible. Okay, that's probably about as far as I can get it. If I scoot it out even further, oh, that's even better, okay. But if I go too much further, it's not gonna let me select both of them. So let me bring it back in just a little bit. There we go. Okay, and I have learned that if you pick it up from a little bit further away, it works a little bit better. I don't know if that's true or not, but it works for me. So if I try to do this here, the pillar doesn't sink into the floor. So I have to remove this floor piece and see it sinks into the actual foundation of the house that was here originally. And so all you gotta do is line it up. Now, if you hold A and move the joystick around, it's going to let you move things around without you actually moving your character, which is great. If you hold A and then left bumper, you can move it up and down. Look at that, see? I don't know how to do that on PC, even though I'm playing on the PC. I think that's pretty close. So I'm gonna hold A, hold left bumper, and then if I were to move my character while doing this, it would change my position. So I'm just gonna inch it up a little bit. Right there is actually pretty good. Remove the pillar, get this out of the way, and let's see. Yeah! Is it straight here? Hell yeah, okay. And now all I have to do is go back to the bar and then snap it in and make sure, okay, it's sticking into the wall a little bit. That's one thing you have to look out for. So ideally, I would have brought this out a little bit further so I could see this edge on this side. But you know what? It's not a big deal. Now, to get the pillar in here, I couldn't have left this one here because I need to put the floor back. So let's put the floor back. And now I want the pillar to go right here. And in order to do that, you're gonna get out a half wall and just have it snap in really wherever it can. So like right there is fine. Snap in another half wall, and I'm just gonna slowly work my way to where I wanted it to be. And there we go. So let me scrap all this other stuff. You're just using these walls as a way to get this one to snap in over here. And it's not touching, so I could scrap this, snap out this to save my place, get rid of this one, and then I'm just gonna inch this a little bit closer, and then snap in the pillar. And see, look, now they're touching. Get rid of that one, bring that back, and then there we go. And you can do the same thing up here, but this is, you're just gonna do that pillar glitch all over again. A lot of work, but it looks super cool. And now the way that I got the door here is very similar. So all I have to do is get out a doorway. It really doesn't matter which one. So we just got a doorway here. Get the door that you want. So the one that I wanted was this one. And then if you scrap the doorway, the door just remains floating. So you can get out the pillar and do the exact same thing. And then it just lets you place it wherever you want it. Boom. Get rid of the pillar, and now you have a floating door. Boom, 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 boom. But that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this upgraded house. It was a lot of fun to revisit it and to just kind of play the game how I originally played it when I first started this channel. So this was a lot of fun. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and if there's any other builds that you would like for me to revisit, let me know. Maybe I'll do it. Who knows what could happen?